We are well into the off season, and I think people are running out of content, and that you get to the point where you're just waiting for the football season to start, right? We're a couple months away. You don't have a lot to talk about. You're running out of content. So that I think that you start to say some things that are just out of pocket, not very smart. And I read some stuff on Twitter that I think is just very wrong. And I'm going to talk about that. I'm not going to use names. I'm not going to use usernames. I'm not going to call people out. But I want to talk about this idea that this person was talking about that just doesn't make sense to me, because I don't think Georgia's going to lose multiple games in the regular season. And I'm on record to say that they're going to go 12-0 in the regular season, because I really think that's the case. Ryan Curley with Dog Post here, bringing you all of the details on what people are saying this offseason, because this one really got me. Make sure you're checking out DAWGSTRUCTION, link down below, our insider book you don't want to miss. I'm going to be more active on Twitter too, so down below is my Twitter handle. Make sure you're giving that a follow. And as always, we're here to bring you the details. I'm going to read this. Someone was telling someone on Twitter that is in the media that UJ's offense was going to be better. I agree with this. So this is a Georgia fan. And I agree with this Georgia fan. UJ's offense is going to be better. You don't know their personnel. The offensive line is going to be better. You have the tight ends. It's a money year for Milton. You have 2 potential first-round running backs. And the defense will be top 5 in the country. That one's a little bit debatable. And this media member says he knows the personnel, but Georgia's guys are getting overrated because people that love Georgia are talking about them too much. You don't know the offensive line will be better. Milton having a money year is meaningless, and you have the same quarterback who doesn't have an elite ceiling. So I don't know that a random college football analyst would know the UGA personnel as much as a Georgia media analyst would. And Georgia's personnel is really, really good again, guys. And here's where I'm going to debunk this argument. He talks about some adjustment period when you lose a first-round defense. It wasn't the whole defense. You're bringing some guys back. You're bringing Keely Ringo back. You're bringing Jalen Carter back. You're bringing Nolan Smith back. You got guys like Zion Lowe. You're bringing a ton of people back. Christopher Smith and Dan Jackson. When Georgia is recruiting at a top 5 level every single year, and you have a top 2 coach in college football, you have all these 5 stars. You've seen it with Alabama, how they replenish, even though they lose a bunch of guys, and they're contenders every year. That is the situation for Georgia now. And saying that they're going to lose 2 regular season games is bizarre to me. This guy thinks Oregon, Kentucky, Mississippi State, and Tennessee are the first choice. He thinks they're going to lose at least 2 of those. You don't lose an entire NFL defense without an adjustment period. I'm left speechless by a lot of people in the offseason because they're just reaching for things to talk about. Now, people are going to, I don't know, maybe Georgia loses 2 games this regular season and comes back and finds where I said that was ridiculous in this video. Fine, whatever, go ahead. Sometimes people are wrong. But just assuming that Georgia is going to lose 2 regular season games is just off with how good this offense is going to be. Because guess what? I do know the personnel, and you have Brock Bowers, Eric Gilbert, Kendall Milton, A.D. Mitchell. It's the most loaded offense across the board in the country. Will it be the best offense? Maybe not. Will it be as good as a Bryce Young-led offense and a C.J. Stroud-led offense? Maybe not. But across the board, it's the most loaded offense in the country. They have the most talented weapons. All right? There are other talented guys. Yes, Jermaine Burton at Alabama. Addison just went to USC. Smith and Jigba at Ohio State. Yeah, there are weapons that are better than some of the ones on Georgia. But as a whole, this offense is going to be better. Stetson Bennett has gotten better. He's going to keep getting a little better and a little better. And if he stalls out or doesn't play well, he will get benched. That's what's going to happen. And Stetson Bennett's ceiling is elevated this year on offense because I think the offense is going to be a little bit better. The offensive line, I think, is going to be very good. I think Cedric Van Pran is a veteran. Warren McClendon is a veteran and was very good last year. On the guards, if you get Ratledge back, that's very important. I think Broderick Jones could be one of the best players in college football. He has that potential. I'm not saying he's going to be the best player in college football, but he has that potential. I don't see them losing to teams that are just inferior, because everyone's inferior on their schedule in this coming season. If what we all expect happens for the most part. I have a hard time seeing them lose to Tennessee at home. Kentucky, Georgia has just owned Kentucky, even though that's going to be a tough game, and I think that's their most likely loss. Oregon, week 1, they're not the same. They're not on the same level. Georgia's way higher, and I've said that before. So Mississippi State is not even close to being on a competitive playing field as Georgia. Yeah, I get it. Be away, you'll get the cowbells going, but Georgia is just better. You reload when you recruit like that. Nick Saban has proved it, and I think Kirby Smart's going to keep proving that. Georgia hasn't lost 2 regular season games. Let's erase the COVID year. If we're taking the COVID year out, or we'll just keep it in. They've lost 2 regular season games twice since 2016. The rest of those years, they're 11-1, 12-0 seasons. It's hard to take a lot away from the 2020 season for Georgia. That was just not a normal Georgia team that we were used to in the Kirby regime. There was a lot going on. There was a lot going on. But I'm not going to discredit that they did lose 2 regular season games there. But, man, I have a really tough time seeing them lose 2. I get it if they lose 1. It happens. It's happened to Kirby Smart. They might drop 1. But I think this is a 12-0 team. Yeah, there's an adjustment period when you lose Jordan Davis and Trayvon Walker and Quay Walker and Devontae White and all those guys. But you reload. And as far as the money year things goes, yeah, that does matter, because this is a money year for Nolan Smith. Last year, and it will be a money year for Kendall Milton and Kenny McIntosh and all the guys that want to go to the draft. For last year, you don't think that was a money year for Quay Walker or Devontae Wyatt? Those guys were not first-round guys, and then they became first-round guys. Yeah, some of that's the combine. But, yeah, it does matter, because it elevates play when there's an extra motivation to feed your family for the future. I don't know. People are saying some interesting things this offseason. Make sure you're checking out dawgpost.com. Make sure you're checking out DAWGSTRUCTION down below. See you guys.